Wait, I would like to show you guys something. Look at this. Oh my god. I hope it's in frame. I'm filming on my iPhone right now, so it's a little slappy. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Anyway, I want to start this video off on a series of questions. I've been looking at too much true crime stories, and now I'm technically a detective. I'm gonna ask a series of questions, and if it's something that you can relate to, then I want you to put a finger down. Okay, you are in the frame now. I hope. Jesus, I have to go Christmas shopping, so I can't be here all day, right? Yes. I'm still learning how to stop procrastination. In my last video, I also shared some tips that really helped me working through procrastination. Put a finger down if you feel like you can never put down your phone. At times. Have you ever become cynical or even negative towards the people you're following on social media? Are you mindlessly navigating to social media in your downtime? Did you start to think in social media posts? It's the tree for me. It's the new hairstyle for me. It's the holiday season for me. Or like when people say lol in person, lol, why? Just why? Why? Are you having problems with impulse control? Have you stopped doing your favorite things? If you related to majority of these questions, it's time for a detox, my friend.
Stop it. Get some help.
The addictive nature of phones is not something new to anyone. We've all seen the scenarios. People at dinner, out there with smartphones to check messages, emails.
My 40 million subscriber, 40 cars.
So you're really gonna sit here and look at Mr. Beast while we're at dinner? You think that's fine with you?
Are you a marathon ready? People train for months for a marathon. You're just gonna run in big ass shoes. You're gonna be training every day in new shoes.
So how was your day?
Baby, all I know right now is that Mr. Beast is farming right now. Shit. And he never gives me shit. Donating $100,000 to random streamers.
Yeah. We've all tried to hold a conversation with others and check their phone repeatedly throughout the conversation. Like, hi, how are you? Hey, yo! I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You look at. So, while I'm sitting here trying to talk to you, over here. Okay.
Not really. I'm not looking. I'm observing.
So this is not enough for you. Are you listening? Are you listening? Hello?
I'm listening, babe.
But look at me for a second.
So look at you.
Yes, I want your attention. I used to look at individuals like this and I would say, that could never be me. Newsflash, the wrong thing, and I was one of those people. Today I will be going over the social media detox plan. Frankly, we both don't have anything better to do. Everyone should occasionally go through a social media detox. Despite how amazing social media can be, it's also very toxic. Like, what's up with people romanticizing toxic relationships? Like, whether it's your mother, your brother, your sister, your lover. I digress. That can be a whole other video. Social media platforms help us stay connected with our loved ones, catch up on news, discover beautiful destinations. It inspires some people. You might find yourself spending hours on end scrolling through random news feeds. It's that moment when you realize you're on the wrong side of TikTok. Lately, I've been on the older side of TikTok, and it's not weird. Like, you're doing your thing, you're killing, you're adorable. But how did I get there? By the end of your time scrolling, you might find yourself exhausted. Social media can leave you feeling anxious, drained, or dissatisfied. It's crucial to note there's nothing inherently wrong with going on social media. If you're able to identify the adverse effects that the apps have had on your life, then it's time for a detox. In my experience, I learned that I was mindlessly scrolling. It started to affect my production and creativity. Before you go on your social media detox, you need to set yourself up with a plan, a time frame. Setting boundaries, schedule some quality time, not Netflix binging. A lot of us turn to our phones for comfort. My iPhone is an ever-looming presence in my life. At times, I find myself mindlessly scrolling. At this time, I saw it taking like minutes, almost to hours of my day. I couldn't think of any day that I would go without picking up my phone. A digital detox is the opportunity to relieve yourself of some stress and focus more on the interaction with others and yourself. Set a time frame. Try finding a balance between being realistic and challenging yourself. Well, taking a month off of your emails could be unrealistic if you work online, especially with the way 2020 has been, especially if you're going to be enrolling in Zoom 2021. I had my detox, I went for about 30 days. And that's like 30 days off of like Instagram and things like that. You know, I was really dedicated to making a YouTube video and baking a cake. It was moist. It was delicious. Setting boundaries. The boundaries can be subjective. Some people don't allow their phones in their bedroom. Others delete apps off of their phone. I'm an overachiever, so I like to leave the apps on my phone. I believe it trained me not to be so impulsive. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Some people do a method of placing a rubber band over their phone so that they can be more cautious, aware, and when they're physically interacting with their phone. During this time, practice setting some boundaries, even if it's between yourself and Netflix. It's time to set some healthy boundaries because my severe addiction to Law and Order and whatever random anime show that their algorithm throws my way is unhealthy. What inspires you? What do you miss doing? Make yourself a if I had the time list. Because guess what? You're about to have some newfound time on your hands. Social media has always been like a leaky faucet. You never know how much it affects you until the bill comes at the end of the month. Your data bill is up, you spent a lot of days in bed, and there's never no time to do anything that you truly desire. We've all been there at one point in time. Have you checked in with your families? Have you checked in with your friends? The holiday times is a perfect excuse to that. I know it can be controversial, I don't know, but people only showing up on the holiday times. But sometimes it really reminds people of that family that sees you and just, even for a day or a few hours, or maybe next Christmas. But that's another story. Sometimes we get so tangled in our lives that we forget to check in. Take this time to reach out beyond the comments and likes, indulge in self-care, read a fucking book for fuck's sake. End of this experiment, for a lack of a better term. I wasn't clicking open a bunch of tabs or texting, mindlessly scrolling through Instagram. It's turned out that those things were a distraction, and it added up into a lot of time wasted on things that could just help me grow or things that are more beneficial for me. Without them, I was able to tackle my to-do list like a football player. Except for Christmas gifts, but that's besides the story. It's different. It's online shopping. It's work. It's naturally, like, I would push back a lot of things like studying or laundry, household chores, but I no longer had a reason to procrastinate. At the end of the detox, I felt rejuvenated, inspired. I didn't compare myself to nobody on social media anymore because I was no longer dissatisfied with myself. Like, you know, when you are on social media, you see these beautiful destinations, you may want to be like, oh my god, if only I can go like shopping in trendy attire. And I used to do that a lot, but now I try to like buy things that are more timeless than trendy. And sometimes you might find yourself dissatisfied because you're looking at all this illusion, but then it's always good to identify that and then check yourself. Always check yourself. Instead of like focusing my time on social media, I ended up spending time with my real friend in real life, not just Instagram. And then I also embrace the quiet of being alone and really appreciating who I am and what I enjoy doing and just getting to know yourself better. I even fall asleep faster since the light from my phone doesn't keep me up at night. Now maybe next time I have a detox, I'll take you guys with me. Once you complete your detox, take a step back and think about your relationship with social media. I reevaluated my relationship with social media and I realized what boundaries I wanted to put in place moving forward. I still use social media, but it's prevalent for me to be more focused on the present. I fell in love with life again. I fell in love with the smell of grass after rain. The moment when someone thinks a joke is so hilarious and then they snort, but then they're embarrassed from it. That moment of relief when you're finally finished off of a project you worked so hard on, especially after Zoom University semester was done. Even landing a trick that you tried and worked at for hours and hours on end. Life is without societal structures or with perfection or filters. We only really get one. So until next time. Smash Bros is just casually in the background.
That would be funny. Like, what? Like, because they're not looking at my with my phone. So it's like, we're gonna look at. When does it start?
It's already started.
So we're just making conversation?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, think about Animal Crossing. It doesn't matter when we start when you're different.
But it kind of does though, so you can stay organized. Who does that?
You could.
Who the f starts in the middle, babe? What the f is this? That's the only. That's the only ball. There's nothing to see but one ball.